Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga. We have to wake up to that mercy. Has everybody here been chanting Hare Krishna? Okay, good.
1 minute, Prabhu. Can I have women go closer? Much closer. It's a big space between somebody
Yeah.
else and us. Thank you.
So what I wanted to do was prepare us to receive a message. And if you can understand in just a few points, it can help you clearly see what's happening here in this Krishna consciousness. And the main point is that there's energy. There's energy everywhere. And there's sound. So, has anybody here gone to college? And then the rest of you are in school. Okay, so if you go to college, for the last 10 years before COVID, I've been preaching in the colleges. About down in the Baltimore area, there's over 14 colleges. So in about 5 or 6 of them, I would go and teach yoga meditation and the Bhagavad Gita. So every week I'd go there and I would have to share with the kids, but the kids don't want to hear about religion. They're not into religion. And so they don't want to hear none of that. So I realized, well, I'm not even into religion myself. What I'm into is more about understanding energy. And when I started reading this Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, I explained this science of yoga to the sun god millions of years ago, and now I'm going to explain it to you. And I said, what's he talking about? Everything in this book seems like it's a big spiritual trip to me. What is he talking about? So I decided to read it again. And if you look right in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna starts to talk to Arjuna, the conversation takes place because we have a person he's stressed out about family life. He's really stressed out about his identity in the world. And he has family issues. And from all this, he has these personal identity issues. I mean, he's just really disturbed here. And so immediately when Krishna starts talking, the first thing he explains is that you're not the body. And when he says you're not the body, then the next thing he explains that you're a spirit. So right away I realized, oh, this is science. The difference between spirit and matter. That's science. You got to know the difference between two energies. So when you're going to learn science or the understanding behind something, science, we have to have an understanding behind our existence. And this is what was the problem with Arjuna. He didn't have an understanding. He was confused. And so Krishna starts out and he tells him you're not the body. And he explains to him 13 different ways. 13 different times. He keeps telling him from different angles of vision that you're not the body. So this is what I would do in the college classes. I would tell them, yeah, you're not the body. And I'd give these different classes based on energy. And then I would explain, like I'm going to explain to you, is that there's also an energy called sound. So you go to the class in front of the professor or the teacher. The teacher tells you something. Especially in college, you start getting this knowledge. You hear sound. The knowledge comes into your mind. What happens? You're transformed. You became something based on that knowledge. A teacher, a doctor, a dentist, something that transformed you by sound. So we know sound has potency. Sound is energy. So I would tell them, yeah, there's another sound. There's a sound that can link you to a higher level of consciousness. There's a sound that can link you to happiness. There's a sound that can relieve you from stress. Because in college, you leave home, you're trying to make the transition out of home to a new place. You're trying to associate with different types of people, which is stressful. And then you have to make it or lose it. You know, you got to make it now. It's up to you in college to get it together. This is a lot of stress, unless you're just out to lunch, you know, and you're just getting stoned and partying and think, you know, forget about it. Because some of the people do that, but the majority, they're feeling the stress. So when I tell them that, they said, wow, you really have something like that? And I explained, yes, there's an ancient sound vibration that's always been here, and now it's prominent in this age especially. And this sound vibration also has potency. If you just distinctly pronounce and attentively hear, you'll know something will make you feel better. If I give you a piece of pizza, do I have to tell you it tastes good? Do I have to tell you you're getting energy out of it? Do I have to tell you you feel satisfied now that you ate something? No. I don't have to give you a diploma. I don't have to give you certification of that activity. The same thing with chanting. If you give it a chance, you just pronounce and hear properly, something will happen. So the students would come and they want to try, they'll try anything, you know, especially if they, you know, they got the stress. So we would chant, and some of the students would stay there and get into it. Some of them get up and walk away because this, well, what kind of weird trip is this, you know? But some would stay, and every week some of them would keep coming back and keep coming back, trying to hear that you're not the body, trying to understand the science of sound. And that's what this is. This book of the Bhagavad Gita deals with energy. Right from the beginning, it's a scientific book. And if the scientific book starts losing its potency or its energy, Krishna comes back. He sees this being tweaked by society and getting watered down, and someone's trying to hijack it like 911. He comes back, and he re-establishes the science again. This is a very interesting book if you really get a hang of what's going on. The head CEO comes down and he gives the information for anyone living on the planet. It doesn't matter what religion you are. This is the science of the soul. Oh no, I'm Muslim, I'm not going to die. Sorry. Oh no, I'm Jewish, I'm okay. Sorry. If you don't know about the science of the soul, nothing's going to happen to you except at the end of life, it's going to be very fearful. So we're all architects. We're all architects of our good fortune or misfortune. What we do will dictate our reactions. So I tell the kids, I say, well, you should get a Tesla. You should get a swimming pool. You should have a nice family. You should have a nice house. Your father is the richest. So you should have all the wonderful gifts that your father has to offer. You should have those. You should live like ladies and gentlemen. You need that. But you know what? Even the big bank account, none of it goes with you. It's not going with you. You're not taking it. So what is the point behind all this? I'm working like this, I'm doing all this, and what do? What good is it? Well, the same situation with Arjuna. He didn't want to fight. What good is it if I win the whole battlefield and I kill all my relatives? What good is that? He had so many excuses to be a good peace guy. He should have been born in the 60s during Vietnam, because he had all the answers on why not to do negative activity. But he was frustrated, he confused, and he didn't know what to do. So Krishna had to clarify these answers. And what he just did was change Arjuna's consciousness. By the proper information, he came to see everything for what it's worth. So when the semester was almost over, this Jewish girl would always come, and she'd chant, and she put sunglasses on so no one could see how she was really chanting and just getting into it. And the semester she was getting ready to graduate, she goes, Steve, why are you always telling me I'm not the body, I'm spirit, soul? What else? What's going on? I said, oh, you ready for the next step? And she goes, yeah. I said, well, the whole thing is, now you're going to graduate, you're going to go on in life, and you're going to accumulate material things. I said, but all these things that you get and earn, they're by the Lord's mercy, and they're for you to use as paraphernalia to be a servant of God. That's all. Just use it. Don't live for it and don't act like that's all there is, because that's not the point. So if you just do all these things and you accumulate these things, and that's not the goal of life, but it comes by hard work, then what happens? You live with the Lord in your heart. And you let people see. That's what this is all about. So many people are confused, and they only know there's about 4 things that people try to get in life. There's only 4 things. What are they? Well, they want sense gratification. They want material advancement. They want religiosity. And they want liberation. Those are your basic 4 goals that people are after. But really, in Krishna consciousness and in this science, the highest goal is love of God. The one became the many for his satisfaction. Krishna became the many. Each one of us have a part and parcel of Krishna in us. That's who we are. The rest of it is left behind when it's time to go. So this is what Krishna explained to Arjuna in the beginning. So we have to come to that understanding. So I told her, I said, so if you just live like this, she goes, okay, you mean to tell me I can work, I can get everything, do it all, but as long as I love God, I will be successful. I said, yes, that's all. So I said, you can go be a good Jewish person. Serve the synagogue, do all the things you're supposed to do. But just remember, get this relationship with God. Just have that relationship. Prabhupada said there are many institutions. This place used to be a different institution. For what? To know about God. To come to the point that they know what Jesus said. The truth is known by Jesus. You know, he's only a few thousand years he came. And it's all over the planet. Now 500 years ago, Krishna came again as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He came as a devotee to give the chanting of the holy name. And it's spreading. It's spread around the world. And it's still growing. It's still amazing. And Lord Chaitanya gave he gave the forecast that in the future, every town and village, people would hear about it. So, this science, we have to capture. You have to capture. And you have to see if it's real. In this book, you can see I have all these tabs. Because I realized that in the book, there's these promises that Krishna makes. So I call it the book of promises. Because Krishna promises certain things if you do certain things. It's not rocket science. It's Krishna conscious science. Science of the soul. It's the science of the soul. That's all. And if you understand the science of the soul, you could be a better Muslim, Christian, Lutheran. You just have to understand the science of God. Krishna's speaking it. He wants everyone to know he just didn't throw us here and we eat, sleep, mate, and defend. And the unique position of the human is that he has developed consciousness. Developed consciousness. What is that? Well, could you imagine standing outside in one position through the winter heat and cold, rain? Could you imagine that? No, because you're so intelligent, your consciousness is so developed, your senses could not handle acting like a tree. There's 8,400,000 species of life. And each one of those represents a desire that one can have at the time of death. So you can get one of those positions. But this developed consciousness is not to be like, well, let's look at the history of America. Let's look at a time change. What happened? Well, we had Ben Franklin with electricity. We had the telephone. We had the airplane. We had the refrigerator. We had the jet plane. We have the computer, where the IT people of India are always, what are you studying? I talked to somebody, IT? Stupid question. I should have known. You know, such intense intellect that we have as humans. And our intelligence was so amazing by the 60s. When Prabhupada came to America, people, because I remember that they were doing heart transplants and stuff, so people were saying, who needs God? We can make anything, do anything, be anything. Who needs God? Well, who does need God? If all you live for material things, that's already here. That's supplied by him even though you don't know it. Who needs him? But you know what? It's only temporary. And something happens. Don't think you can escape death. Well, no, you just go on. You go on a rat race so absorbed in everything else that what happens? Your intelligence gets stolen and it's misdirected by the material energy of Krishna. So right now, we're still bombarded and we're living in this energy, the material energy that's a lot more powerful. In previous ages, if a person dressed like me and had orange robes and he came to the door, everyone would be so happy and they would want to let him come in. It would be a benediction. Anybody out here now that wants to do anything like that, you slam the door, chase him with a stick. So times have changed. It's so much more difficult to do anything. It's so difficult. It's so difficult to, even find books that can give you something like this. So in this difficult situation, what do we do? What can we do? If you really think about it, it's a darn nightmare. So what do? We take a gift. We got a gift from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from Krishna himself, who came as a devotee. He came and gave us a gift. For this age, it's very difficult. So he says, Harinama, 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 Eva Kevala Kalunasti, Eva Nasti Gatir Anyataha. In this age of hypocrisy and quarrel and difficulty and nightmares, material nightmares, that if you just chant the holy name, you chant this mantra, you can wake up. What happens? You wake up. What did Jesus say? Be born again. This is what the program is. You got to wake up. Jesus came to give you that spiritual energy. Muhammad did the same thing. These spiritual leaders came to give you that spiritual energy, that there is a supreme being and there is something going on out there. So we have to wake up and get that energy. We have to be smart enough to get it together. oh yeah, chant Hare Krishna, that's just another way to control the masses. That's right, it might be. But then again, it might not be. The only way to find out is first, we have to understand our authority. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you look in the scriptures, it shows that there would be someone coming for this age and that they would do a certain thing. It's not just someone comes and does hocus pocus and said, this is where I'm at. No. Throughout the history, especially in India, there's people always came and said, yeah, I'm an incarnation of God. You know, tricking poor people. And we've had different people hijack different religions the same way. But Chaitanya has come with an authoritative position, and you check that because you have to know who your authority is. This is the biggest problem today. Social media. What is social media? That means everybody has a voice and an opinion. You look on your phone and he says, oh, wow, no one needs to get a vaccine because it's not this and this and this. So this person's an authority. And people take him as an authority when he's not. And then the people that are talking like that are dead today. It's a nightmare. Who's your authority? Basic common sense. Who's your authority for your spiritual life? You have to seek that out. You have to see. And you have one simple qualification. In my heart, I just really want to know, what is this? Why am I here? Where am I going? Where am I coming from? If Krishna sees your serious, he'll see. He resides in our heart. He'll see. And if you want him, if you really want to know the truth, you'll get it. How in the heck could someone living in America get something so amazing as this science? How could that happen? Because when I was 18, I was wondering, what is this? Raised on a farm. I had money. I could do what I wanted. I was better looking then, too. You know, I was doing real well. I was athletic. I was intelligent. I was academic. So, you know, I had those qualities that I thought, you know, well, it should be no problem. But in high school, then I started realizing, well, my grandpa died. He didn't take his dog, and his money was here, and his truck is here. What the? He worked for all that and didn't take it? What? And they want me to go to college for what? Do all this stuff for what? Why do I want to? What? So in my heart, I wondered, what am I going to do? My parents thought, oh my God, what happened to him? Did he smoke some marijuana or something? Something's wrong with him. Why is he asking this? You know, and they didn't really realize that, you know, my mother was so nice to me. She was so wonderful and so caring and so loving that I was attached to her even when I was 18. I said, oh my God, she's so nice. And then I thought, I asked her, I said, Mom, when it's all over, am I going to know you? What the heck? It's gone. And they didn't have an answer. I mean, what is the use of life if you have an existence then it ends? What is the use of association and loving someone if it ends? If there's nothing beyond when the body ends, where's my future? No one had the answer. I mean, I was raised a Catholic, so I knew there was a God. I knew through Jesus that one should love God. But then I never saw anybody loving him in the church, and I saw him fighting to get out of this parking lot in the evening, and I thought to myself, oh my God, if this is church, this is God, I don't need him. I don't want him. Why should I? And I was actually an atheist in high school. And I was dogging people out about it because there was nothing real about it. And I was so smart that I would chew them up and spit them out, and they were so bummed out they'd run and tell their parents, and I had to go see a social worker. And she told me, you know, it's okay, you feel like this, but don't do this to those kids. But one girl, and she was a Catholic girl, and a real nice friend of mine, she brought me a book. And the book was Good News for Modern Man. And in there, I discovered the real sincerity in the humility of Jesus. So I realized, yeah, there's got to be something spiritual, but no one could give me some better answers. So I left home. With a army blanket and 10 cents. And I had long hair like you. Back then, you could hitchhike. Anybody picked you up, it was okay. Anybody hitchhike was okay. Now, forget any of that. Who knows which way it's going. So I said, I'm not going to do any of this, things my parents and everyone want, until I figure this out. I had no idea. When I look back on it, I was like a mendicant. I had renounced everything, and if I don't find God, what good is it? I was serious, you know. I was serious. So I left. 3 days. I lived above Harrisburg here, a place called Danville. I hitchhiked south. I get to Virginia Beach in 3 days. But every day, people were picking me up. They were feeding me. I would spend the night at someone's house. It was like couch surfing before it was popular. And they were all spiritual people. It wasn't just weirdos. These were spiritual people. And they were treating me nice, and I was talking about God and just spiritual life. So I get to the beach, Virginia Beach, and it's early in the morning. I'm sitting at the beach. It's nice in the morning, and I was heading south because I knew if I was going to live outside, I'm going to have to eat out of garbage cans. I might as well get to Florida where it's warm at night at least. You know, I've had to figure out my existence now. But I got there, and up the beach walked these two boys. They had orange robes on, bead bag. And it's Kung Fu. There used to be a show that was Kung Fu with an orange guy, and he'd have robes on. He'd be walking in the Midwest, and he'd do all kinds of far out things. So I figured, it's Kung Fu. And then they stopped and they talked to me. And, you know, we discussed spiritual things, karma, positive energy. It was all real positive. But they said, you can come to our temple. I said, no, I got one religion. I don't need another. You know. But they said, well, you can come and get cleaned up and get something to eat. I said, that sounds good. So I went there, and it's just a house back then. It was the early days of the movement. I just went to the house, and, they had Gornitai deities. They had incense. They had food. Prasadam. None of it was nothing. I was used to statues in the Catholic Church, so it was nothing. But I read the Bhagavad Gita. I got this book. I started reading it, and there's a lot of Indian words in it, but this is amazing. It made sense. There was things in there that was making sense. I said, well, who translated this and brought this over? And immediately in my heart, I said, Srila Prabhupada, this is my Father. This is someone who cares and is going to show me something. And I just was so happy to find this book. So this book and the Sri Upanishad was another book that I read there, and then I grabbed all the books they had. I stayed there for 15 days. I did some carpentry work on a van I can remember. They were really nice, and then I went home. So I say that to you because if in your heart you're really serious, Krishna says, if you desire me, you can have me. But that don't mean be casual, be Bollywood, be Joe Schmo. No, be serious. I really want to know God. I really want to have this relationship with Him. Of course I want to succeed and live out there in life with everyone else. That's natural. But the highest nature is Satchidananda, eternality, knowledge, and bliss. You really want to be happy. And if you can't be happy on the spiritual level because you got cheated, then yeah, you're going to go to watch TV and drive a car and live on the material plane and think that's happiness. One way or another, you have to have it. But for some reason, you've crossed the path of Lord Chaitanya, and now we have a chance to see what gift he's brought. We have a chance to just to distinctly pronounce, attentively hear. Don't do anything artificial. Just be with Krishna in the form of sound. This is science. So the energy of sound, the Lord in that form, you can take shelter of. If you're running around and you ain't got no place to go, you need shelter. If you're doing spiritual life, you need shelter. So the shelter, the protection, the energy, and the force is in this sound. Just take this sound. God is so powerful. He's absolute. That means everything about him is equal to him. If I say Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, that word is not equal to a can of Coke, and I can't drink it. It's different. The word does not equal the object, but the word here is the object. And so Krishna's name, his form, his pastimes, his paraphernalia, it all is pure and spiritual. So in this age, because it's such a nightmare, we've got an easy program. All we have to do is chant these words, the name of God. You just chant the name of God. And so it's a simple process, and you keep doing it. That's all. There's no rules. Well, I eat onions, and sometimes I like to have chicken, and since I'm here in America, I even like to eat fish, so many things. And I remember when I first started chanting, I liked smoking a little and drinking a beer. And so, I was intoxicated. But then, I remember, Prabhupada didn't say there were any rules. He just said, keep chanting, get a taste. That's what I remember. I said, okay, I'm going to chant. And I kept chanting because I did like it. I did have some, I don't know why I liked it, but I just chanted. And it gave me hope and faith. And so I chanted and I liked it. So I kept chanting. He tricked me. Something happened to me. Cheto Darpana Marjana. The heart became cleansed. The dust started going away. The desire to enjoy marijuana and meat, I couldn't. I could only have vegetables. It kept changing me. So there's a power in that sound vibration. And it'll take us to the point, Prabhupada said there's three things in this chanting. Offensive stage, then the clearing stage, and then the transcendental stage. So in the beginning, I'm offensive. I'm just an offensive bummer, but I'm still chanting. And pretty soon I gave up the four basics, negative things that one shouldn't do, and I kept chanting, and I changed. And so you get to the clearing stage. Everyone gets to the clearing stage, They give up the nonsense. They get to the clearing stage. And then you realize there's the transcendental stage where you don't commit an offense. And today I heard something I never heard. What is it, 50 years of hearing this knowledge? Something I never heard. Prabhupada said, an offense to blaspheme the devotees of the Lord. Okay, I understand that. I'm not going to say anything about any of them. I don't care what you do that's wrong. None of my business. It's between you and Krishna. I got to shut up. If I can't say nothing nice, I ain't saying nothing at all. But Prabhupada said, he said, whenever a person or whoever is devoted to the Lord, not only this Lord, but any form of the Lord, these religious people that are devotees of God, any of them that their lives are devoted to love of God, don't ever say my way is better than their way and talk down about them. I thought, oh my God. So then I started thinking, sometimes, I try to find fault with people that aren't acting like devotees. that aren't devotees, but aren't acting like devotees of their religion. That's none of my business either, I found out today. So my activities, our activities, we have to get to a point where there's no offenses. We have to chant. Not only when we sit and chant, but throughout the day. We have to act right so that when we get ready to make this cake called spiritual love, we're successful. So today is a celebration of the disappearance of Haridas Thakur. Celebrating what a spiritual person that's a great saint, whether he comes or he goes, whatever he does is glorious. Whatever he does. So even his passing and going wherever the Lord wants him, that's glorious too. Because we have a chance to remember him and try to take shelter of his mercy. And today is the disappearance of Haridas Thakur, who was raised in a Muslim family. So we can see that someone, because especially some of my friends, they trip out on Muslims heavy. I said, well, no, there's got to be good Muslims. No. There's good everywhere if you're trying to love God, Prabhupada says. If you hijack a religion and then you go in India and you hurt people like that, it's hard to get that out of your mind. But Haridas Thakur was in that, raised in a family, so he represented what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. Anybody can take this name and make advancement. And Haridas Thakur chanted 300,000 names of the Lord every day. That's a lot. 16 rounds is about, I think, 20,000. So you can imagine how he was nonstop vibration. So I wanted just to enthuse you about this holy name. I wanted to give you some insight, just as humans, as people interacting with one another, that, we need to wake up, get our relationship together. Every day we should try to practice our chanting. Every day is a new day to be spiritual. And go on with our lives, existing as we may, dealing with the negativity and the harshness and intensity and the scariness of COVID and all these other things. We can see that, wow. Krishna says in the Gita, Dukkalaya Shashvatam, this is a place of suffering. So we need to wake up. The 7th chapter is like that. She said to give you a summary of it, so I'll give it to you in 5 minutes, and I've accomplished my lecture. The summary of the knowledge of the Absolute is that Krishna has 2 energies, and he explains them in this chapter. And it's not fair for me to try to summarize. When she gave me the assignment, I said, okay, that's cool. Let me check it out. And I've been studying the Bhagavad Gita. I've had to study this Bhagavad Gita for at least 13 years. I've been preaching to the college kids. If you don't study and you don't know what you're talking about and you don't have energy in your heart, how can you give it to someone? So I had to study this. So when I went to that chapter, oh my God, there were so many things that were highlighted. There's so many things that are so beautiful. And then I called her again and I said, you want me to, what do you want me to do? And she goes, well, I just want you to show the people what the science is of this book. I want you to show them a breakdown, that it's just not some rites and rituals and something that's been here, that you just got to wake up to the reality of it. I said, well, that's what I have to do all these years, is explain it in a way that you can relate to it and want to be motivated to check it out with that perspective. Sit back and be cool and let Krishna drive the car. And realize that the person that came here that translated this information, the person that gave this to us, Srila Prabhupada, very well educated and easy to communicate, but something else about him. He came from the spiritual world directly to do a job. So we have the unique experience to read how he explains it, so that you can really digest what Krishna is saying and not get misdirected. Because if you just read Krishna's words, you really can't see through the wind so many different ways that you catch it. You just have to take your time and check it out. At the same time, you should chant. I explained a minute ago we need to take shelter when we do an activity. Well, the activity of this chanting is very amazing if we try to use all the mercy that we can get, all the help. So the mercy that we can get is the Panchatattva mantra. Everyone familiar with the Panchatattva mantra? Okay. Each one of those are the five pancha, five. Those are the five different manifestations of Krishna's energy. They represent everything that he wants us to capture in our human existence. What is his direct manifestation? What is his energy? Where is his loving energy? Where is his devotee energy? Each of those represent that. So when you say them, just don't say them, but say them with a heart, not a lip. Go heart deep. You should be like an athlete who sets the bar higher every day. You should chant the holy name like you never chanted it before. Okay, you got up this morning, you chanted some Hare Krishna. You chanted nicely on the harmonium. You chanted nicely on the harmonium. Now we're going to chant again, but we're not going to chant like we chanted before. Each time you chant, you should show more consciousness. I mean, if I called someone very special, to my house, like, I don't know who's special, some big Bollywood star, or the Prime Minister. He's real special, because he likes the Bhagavad Gita. He made a nice coin about Srila Prabhupada, so he's real special. So I invite him to my house, and all of a sudden, while he's there, then I start fiddling with something else, and I go onto my computer. I'm thinking about something else, and then I talk to him, then I don't give him my attention. That's not nice. Similarly, when we're chanting Hare Krishna, it is a calling out. It's a calling out to Krishna. It's not a calling, excuse me, I made a mistake just now. It is directly, no, it probably says it's exactly like a child crying for his mother. Not sorta or whatever like I just said. No. Exactly. So let's go into mindset. I'm going to cry. I'm going to chant with a desire that I can learn. I can be closer to the Lord. I can experience his association. And I'm not going to go here and there. The more you try to control the mind, the more you're going to see the mind is running here and there. I'll chant half a round, focused, and all of a sudden, oh, where's that squirrel going? Oh my gosh, what are you doing? Chanting is for chanting. Chanting is for chanting, not listening to the power of attorney called the mind running you here and there. Patiently, just hear that mantra. When it's done, hear the next mantra. That's all. See if you can do that. Just hear each mantra. We have 15 minutes. Where were you? Did you hear the speaker? Was there a speaker down there? So you didn't hear my summary of the class?
I promise you for what I'll hear it tonight.
Why is it recorded?
Yes, it is.
Oh gosh, I'm busted, but I'll be on the road and she can't get me. Oh my gosh. Is it? Good. Somebody needs to know. The truth has to be known about Lord Chaitanya. It has to be known. So, my dear devotees, let's just use our hearts for change. And keep changing to win the heart with the heart. Keep changing. This is a work in progress for the highest goal. We call him Krishna now, and we get to associate with him. So let's just chant with that desire. Don't do anything artificial. Just do that. The mind goes somewhere, bring it back. You got to understand one thing too. The mind is a subtle energy. It's energy. Again, here we are in science. So that energy, you can't do anything with it. It's Krishna's energy. He says this energy of mine is insurmountable. So, well, I'm trying to control it. As soon as I thought of the squirrel, I brought it back to the holy name. Yeah, but Krishna says that energy of mine is insurmountable. But if you practice and you have determination, then I'll help you. Oh, this is a promise. There's another P in here that says promise. Krishna promises in the Bhagavad Gita that I'll help you. Arjuna tells him the mind, I can't control it like the wind. So you hear it, your mind's going here and there. Okay, just bring it back. Keep practicing. Show that you have patience. Show that you have determination. Show that you just want to do one thing within your heart. Cry out like a child to the Lord. And realize, you know what? I can't do anything. So what am I going to do? Put my hands up like a child in the wilderness. I can't do anything, dear Lord, without your mercy. Put this understanding in your heart. And try to just do the gift that Mahaprabhu gave us. I got a gift. Let me take it to its fullest degree. So we first will chant the Panchatapa mantra. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Okay, now we just said it. Now let's think about it and say it again. Let's really, because we need the position to be offenseless, and that is the gift. If you're conscious of what you just said, you can put yourself in that position. Now I'm here. Now let me chant nicely. So let's say it one more time and think about it. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Tulsi Devi, Haridas Thakur, the Namacharya, all the assembled devotees, all the devotees that are your heroes, Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all the saints, Arjuna, all our heroes. Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Think about what we're saying. Wow. And let's chant Hare Krishna together. Just concentrate. If you don't have beads, don't worry. We'll finish. When I finish these rounds, we'll be done. Main thing is distinctly pronounce attentively here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So what happened in science and in sound, that sound just did something. What did it do? It cleansed the mirror of the heart. The heart. My heart is empty. What am I going to put in it? Oh, hurry up, turn on the TV. That Bollywood show is on. No. We're going to put this words of Krishna in our heart right now. Krishna says in text 21, knowledge of the absolute, I am in everyone's heart as the super soul. And as soon as one desires to worship the demigods, I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to some particular deity. Prabhupada's purport, God has given independence to everyone. Therefore, if a person desires to have material enjoyment and wants very sincerely to have such facilities from the material demigods, the Supreme Lord, as super soul in everyone's heart, understands and gives facility to such persons. So, if one wants to remain material, Krishna has a way to help him. If one wants to remain and advance on the spiritual level, Krishna has a way to help him. Chanting the holy name. Throughout here I have tabs too where the holy name pertains to the Bhagavad Gita. Even though 5,000 years ago, the potency and the understanding of the vibration is still here, the science is applicable. But we just put the words of Krishna in there, in our hearts, and Prabhupada's explanation. So let's go on. Let's investigate this Bhagavad Gita. Keep chanting. And I love the vibration in this place. When we're chanting, when he was singing, there's a nice vibration here. It's the holy name, Krishna in the form of sound. We get that association. So I'm so thankful that she hounded me and texted me, did you make up your mind yet? Because every Sunday that I thought I was off, I wasn't. And finally, when I got Sunday off, I got to come here. So I was thankful to come. And thank you all for your patience and your genuine sincerity to take time out for Krishna. You give him time, he will give you time. This is the program. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Ki Jai. Oh, and if there's any questions, you may ask them. If they're real complex, Anasuya's very intelligent. She can handle it. Does anybody have any question or anything? Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Well, we can refer to Arjuna, his relationship with Krishna. Prabhupada said Arjuna had an intimate relationship with Krishna. And what was he? He was his devotee. So we just develop the position of a devotee. Become a devotee. Yes, they're very intimate. Prabhupada explains at the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita introduction, there's different breakdowns of association with the Lord. But in the beginning, you just need a relationship. Oh, there is a God, and I want to serve him. Oh, dear Lord, for so long I forgot you. Now I want to serve you. Just be a devotee. Develop a position of a devotee. That's all. It's not a big deal. The big deal is what? Between the ears, called the mind. It makes it a big deal. But it's not. It's our natural position. Our natural position. Isn't that amazing? There's a natural position. And we can find it. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you all for coming. No other questions? Thank you very much, because I get nervous about questions. All right, Krishna.
इति नामने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parikvarcharya Stotra to Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parikvarcharya Stotra to Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Praharaj Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki. ISKCON founder Srila Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव शादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपी गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद के गोवर्धन की जय श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय श्री मायापुर धाम की जय जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगा माई की जय यमुना माई की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namaste Narasringhaya. Namaste Narasringhaya. Praladhaladayine. Praladhaladayine. Hiranyakasipu Vakshaha. Hiranyakasipu Vakshaha. Silatangkanakalaye. Silatangkanakalaye. Yato nishringho bharato nishringho. Yato nishringho bharato nishringho. Yato yato yami tato nishringho. Yato yato yami tato nishringho. Baihe nishringho hridaye nishringho. Baihe nishringho hridaye nishringho. Nashrim Hamadin Saranam Prapade. Narashrim Hamadim Saranam Prapade. Tavakara Kamala Varenakam Abhuta Shringham Dalita Hiranyakasipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaina Shringhadev. Tavakara Kamala Varenakam Abhuta Shringham Dalita Hiranyakasipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare. Haribo. Jai Nrsimhadev. Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev. Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev. Jaya Bhakta Prahlad, Jaya Bhakta Prahlad, Jaya Bhakta Prahlad, Jaya Bhakta Prahlad. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Nittai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Once again, thank you all for coming out to the wonderful Sunday program. And I like how Sankirtan Yagna Prabhu said, we give time for Krishna, Krishna will give time for us. I like that motto. I should remember that, Prabhu. Thank you so much. And we want to thank His Grace Sankirtan Yagna Prabhu again for a wonderful class. Can we hear Haribol? Wonderful class on the holy name, wonderful class on the chanting, wonderful class on Srila Haridas Thakur, chanting, 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 and having us clean our hearts. And always remembering that if we give Krishna time, Krishna will give us time. Thank you so much for a wonderful class. And he has given his word to me that if I reach out to him, he will come out again. I'm very excited. Thank you so much. We want to welcome our new guests. Do we have any first-time devotees here? First-time guests? I thought so. Your name, Prabhu? Vivek. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for coming. We hope that you are, yes, please, go ahead. We thank you for coming to our temple. We thank you for visiting us. Please do know that we are here. If we can be any service to you, please do let us know and we'll connect with you after the program. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Few announcements we want to make. First is, as we heard, that we are almost halfway through the journey of our 18-week course of Bhagavad Gita for modern times. We just finished the 7th chapter today, covered by Sankirtan Yagna Prabhu, which was, the topic was the knowledge of the Absolute. That's the holy name, very easy. So simple. Prabhupada says simple for the simple, complicated for the complicated. And like Prabhu said, what makes it complicated is what happens between the 2 ears is the mind up here, you know. That's what makes the thing so complicated. So we will be starting the next chapter next week. And next week we have special guests. And I would like to invite everyone out. We will send the flyers out and we will definitely advertise it. In fact, we have two. First was going to be one, now there's going to be two. So next Sunday we will have His Holiness Chandramali Swami. and our GBC, His Grace Anutama Prabhu. Both are very senior Prabhupada disciples, so we are very fortunate to have them here. I'm trying to get as many outside speakers and Prabhupada disciples and senior devotees to come, so Krishna is slowly hearing my prayer. Probably if you all pray with me, then you'll probably hear better, because mine is not getting too far, I think. So if we all can pray, we'll get more, visitor speakers from outside, just like how we got Sankirtan Yagna Prabhu from ISKCON Baltimore. So please do come out. Please do try to be on time next week. Our program actually starts at 5 p.m. to 5:30, which is the chanting of the holy name in bhajan form for half an hour. It's a beautiful mantra meditation. Actually, when we start any program, at least for half an hour before the lecture, it sets the mood, it sets the mind, it purifies the atmosphere, it vibrates the holy name all around the temple. So it's very nice that we try to make time for Krishna to be on time, so we can get into the mood of chanting the holy name. So when we hear the lecture, the cart is opening up. It's opening and opening and opening. So let's try to be on time, and it's also because we have two special guest speakers next week, His Holiness Chandramali Swami and His Grace Anutama Prabhu. And next Saturday is our Philadelphia Rath Yatra. And it starts at noon, so we encourage devotees to please do attend. Just like Baltimore and Potomac, our sister temples, Philadelphia is also on this side. So we are surrounded by 3 wonderful temples. So anytime we need them, they come to us and we come to them. That is the love reciprocation between temples and devotees, We help them, they help us, and we get tighter. That's the whole idea. So, and one help that ISKCON Philadelphia needs next Saturday is they need help in serving prasadam. And they have shifts from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, up until 5. So if any one of you are going for the Rath Yatra, please do try to volunteer 1 hour of service, because it's a wonderful service, especially when we do service on Rath Yatra, we get more benefits. It's more purifying. And to see the devotees happy, it makes us happy. So sometimes when we go for festivals, we think, okay, I'm going to go and enjoy myself. Actually, the mood should be, I'm going to go and help the devotees and serve them, make them happy. And when we serve more, like my senior god sister, Mother Rajalila would say, the more you serve, the more service you get. And that is the whole Krishna consciousness. As we serve and serve and serve until we really understand what it means to be Das, Das, Anudas. So please do try to extend yourself for service next Saturday at the Rath Yatra. Before I forget, there are a couple of announcements. The Sunday school is starting up on October 1st, Friday. For the first 2 younger groups, it will be online on Zoom. If you need further questions to enroll your children, please do see Mother Tungavidya right here, and Mother Varsha right there, and next to her is Mother Mamina, all 3 of them. If you can see them, if you would like to enroll your kids, and because it's going to be online, so even if you're not in Pennsylvania, but you would like to be part of the on Sunday school, please do see them for registration for Sunday school. Again, it's starting up on Friday, October 1st via Zoom. Secondly, what is today's date? I'm sorry, I'm bad with dates. 19th. Okay, good. Thank you. So tomorrow is Bhadra Purnima. So before we go into Bhadra Purnima, we all know that Bhadra Purnima is the gateway to Goloka. And Srila Prabhupada gave his life to write all the books. And he spent so much time with the Bhagavatam because that's 10 cantos. The other books is, 6 volumes, 3 volumes, 1 volume. This is 10 cantos. He gave up his sleep. He would write between 10 p.m. and 2 in the morning, Prabhu? Yes. And then he would go for Mangalarti. I mean, he was 69 years old. That's no joke. He gave up his sleep, and his only focus was, I don't have much time on this planet. I need to write and share. And if we read the Bhagavatam, it's so, so, so powerful that we learn about the glories of the Lord and his devotees. Krishna says, if you want to please me, you please my devotees first. And the Bhagavatam set is such a beautiful set that anyone who has the Bhagavatam in their home, they will be definitely attracted to read it. It's an amazing book. How many of us have a Bhagavatam set in our house? How many of us don't have a Bhagavatam set in our house? Nitya Gopal, that's one candidate right there for you, right sitting next to you, Ashish Prabhu. You can ask him if he would like to get one. And actually Bhadra Purnima is the very auspicious day, it's just in the Shastra, that anyone who gets Bhagavatam set on Bhadra Purnima, your gateway to Goloka is assured. And if anyone would like to get a set of Bhagavatam set, to get that ticket, and the ticket has and the ticket doesn't involve going to a travel agency. You can save that trip. You don't even have to go to India to get the Bhagavatam set. It's right here. That is our ticket back to Goloka. It's a very powerful book. If you do not have it, please do see Nitya Gopal sitting right here, and he would love to share the glories of Krishna and his devotees. So please, and if we all have the Bhagavatam set tomorrow, it'll be very nice if we all can attend the Bhagavatam online class via Zoom, because that's going to be a powerful way to start and really relish Bhadra Purnima tomorrow being, yes, Prabhu. Yes. If you would, thank you for reminding that. And if you would like to give a gift of Bhagavatam set to anyone that you know, it's very welcome. If you think, I know this person, I'm sure this person would really love the Bhagavatam set because I'm benefiting from it, and I'm sure he or she will love it. And you're sharing the glories of the Lord and his devotees. If you think that they would appreciate it, and especially if you would like to give a gift to them, they ain't gonna say no. No one's gonna give you a return gift. I can guarantee you that, because it's a gift from you. So if you know anyone, please do see Nitya Gopal to purchase a set of Bhagavatam to give to a friend. It's a wonderful, wonderful gift. Sometimes we think, oh, what shall I give for this devotee and that friend, and we go spend so much time in Macy's and JCPenney and Amazon and whatnot. We have it all here. Giving them Krishna and the holy name is the best gift we can give to all. That's the best gift. Prasadam. Prabhupada says prasadam is the weapon. We have so many gifts with us that we can share with everybody in the form of, some kind of a gift. So please do use this opportunity to share the glories of Bhagavatam. Another announcement is October 2nd. Is that confirmed, Prabhu? October 2nd? Okay. October 2nd from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's called the Silver Spring Fall Fest in Carlisle. I'm trying to memorize it, So that's why I'm going very slow. Silver Spring Fall Fest from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The book distribution team is going to be distributing the books of Prabhupada on that day. It's a local festival from 11 to 4. We invite devotees to please come out and support this team. And we also need our new Harinam team. We have a new Harinam team. Consists of 8 devotees. Half of them are young people. I tell you, and there's one who is older but young in heart, Mother Mamina. She is as young as a 10-year-old in her heart, let me tell you. She's amazing. So if the Harinam team can please make yourself available from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. to chant the holy name, take turns, half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever, just rotate, take turns. Because what attracts people to our books is the holy name. When we chant the holy name out and loud, they're like, where's this music coming from? And then they walk towards it, and then next thing, oh, the books are right there. Oh, cool. Then you have, it's just like a double jeopardy. So if we can have the Harinam team to also make themselves available from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. October 2nd. So we can have a very, very nice kirtan and at the same time book distribution. If you need more details, please do see Nitya Gopal Prabhu and where's Nishit? He was right here. He ran away. Okay. Nitya Gopal Prabhu and Nishit, if you see both of them, they'll give you more details. Kartik starts on October 21st. It's one of my favorite months in the year, actually, is Kartik. Beautiful month. And we always start Kartik with Kirtan. And this year we are doing it on a Saturday as not on a Sunday, although we will have a Sunday program, so please don't ditch me. It's going to be a 2-day festival. So Saturday, the reason we're having it on a Saturday, because most of the Kirtaniyas said that if it's on a Saturday, they can come out. So we would like, and on top of that, because for 18 months or 20 months, whatever you want to call it, how many months, we have been hibernating at home with COVID. And the youth have been really, poking me on this side and poking me on this side, saying, Mataji. Because first I said 4 hours, like, what? That's nothing. Then they twist me and said 6 hours. I said, look, 6 hours is all you're going to get from me. And then they know, we know how to get Anasuya Mataji. We'll just say 6 for now, and then we'll twist her again, which they did successfully. It's 8 hours. From 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., there will be prasadam. Do not worry, we will not leave any of our devotees hungry. From 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., October 23rd is the first kirtan that we always do every year, that we encourage devotees. Please do come out, camp out for 8 hours. Just sit back and enjoy for 8 hours and just enjoy the holy name. We do have Kirtaniyas coming from Baltimore, Potomac, Philadelphia, New Jersey. And to give a highlight, I will not tell you what time it is, but we have Vishnu Gada Prabhu coming and Krishna Prasad Prabhu coming. What time it is? It's a surprise. Just come at 12 p.m. That's it. And then we can enjoy the whole evening. So that is what's coming up in the next few weeks. We will send out the emails. I hope you're getting our e-bulletins. If you're not, please do come see me, and I will add you onto the e-bulletin. Before you leave, please do come see the deities, and do not leave without prasadam. We have box prasadam. You are welcome to honor prasadam outside if you want, but we try to avoid having it inside, so everything is boxed. Until then, have a wonderful weekend. And we hope to see everyone next Sunday for Chandramali Swami and Anutama Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.